topic on the agenda is follow-up from Haran and Chen. We don't have them on board. Joachim, did you manage to take any look at the MPA?
No, last week there was a lot of other stuff happening, and I didn't manage to take a look at this one. But I hope this week will be calmer, and I'll take a look.
Okay. Ahmed, you are next.
Yep. So I tried to maybe catch up some attention on these two PRs. I think the first one, these two PRs are related to the add-on resizer. The first one is adding the possibility to scale based on the container count. And the second one is a proposal for the configurability of the add-on resizer on runtime. So the configuration can be reloaded automatically. So yep, please guys, if whenever you have time, please take a look at it.
So on this first PR about container counts, you got some unresponded comments.
I think I addressed all of the comments. They are all
I think I did, and they are not addressed. No. So if you fix them, please add the comments to the PR please add responses to the comments so that we know that they have been addressed.
Got it. Okay.
Otherwise, we will assume that they have not been handled yet.
Got it.
Okay, next one, Guy.
Yeah, I guess for those who have been following the chaos over HashiCorp relicensing over the weekend, CNCF are having a dig through all of the projects that are using HashiCorp code, albeit the libraries that we're using in add-on resizer are only in only in the default branch of the repo. So they're not actually in the 1.8 branch, as we've discussed last month. We should probably actually merge the release 1.8 branch back into master. Also, these libraries aren't the ones getting relicensed, but if we do that, it would just remove us from the code searches that the CNCF is currently running to see if there's anything at risk from it. So
yes, but for the information of others, what is going on with HashiCorp? What has changed?
So HashiCorp are relicensing 8, I think, of their core products under the BSU license, the one MariaDB created, which basically means from the next release onwards of their products, those products will no longer be open source, but it reverts to open source 4 years after the release. It will be instead source available. So effectively, that would the terms of the license appear to be deliberately fuzzy, but there's potentially worry in anything that could be interpreted by a lawyer as a competing product of something that HashiCorp produces.
Okay, but that's only for the new code. So the existing dependencies are in theory safe. We just cannot update them in the future.
Yeah, and the libraries we're using aren't actually affected by this. Basically the reason I'm raising this is that currently CNCF are slightly scrambling to find out if anything is potentially impacted by it. And the way they're doing that currently is just by a generic search for github.com/HashiCorp across all the repos. And that's picking up add-on resizer. That's the only thing that we own that I can see. So if we address it by merging add-on resizer release 1.8 into the default branch of the repo, then no longer gets picked up by the search, because we only use those libraries in the default branch, and therefore we don't have like we don't even need to respond to any future comments because we won't be getting picked up by the fuzzy searches.
Okay, good to know. David.
Yes, I know. Sorry for being late. Yeah, I faced a problem in our infrastructure where PDB wasn't out of credit for a case where we are ooming on all the pods. I see that Joachim left a comment on my request proposing to look at an healthy pod eviction policy. But I think that in our case, we enforce that the first policy, I can't remember the name, which is like, at least we have the good number of healthy pods. So I'm not sure this will help because the entire fleet in that particular case is off. So the eviction is not happening at all. I don't know what we should do. Like we have other process dealing with eviction and PDP here at Datadog. And in weird cases, such as this one, where everything is off, we do delete. But yeah, I was wondering if it would be an option for the VPA also to do that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I think this discussion was specifically happening like at an earlier point in time. Somebody opened a PR wanting to implement this feature.
Okay.
And I think with Kubernetes 126, this alpha feature gate was enabled, which is specifically targeting the case that you're mentioning. Should unhealthy pods count towards PDB or not? And like if you enable that feature gate on 126, or you have 127, where the feature gate is on by default, you can, in your PDBs, specify that unhealthy pods for this specific PDB should not count towards PDB. And then everything works as expected. Like if you have unhealthy pods because they are in crash loop backoff being killed, VPA can still evict them.
Okay, I will try then because isn't it dependent on the policy that you're choosing? Because the unhealthy pod eviction policy, maybe I'm confusing things, but I think there are a couple of policies that you can choose. Correct?
Like you can.
I will have a look and revalidate this
Yeah.
with this in mind, because I have other cases in mind where this didn't help. But
I can put the corresponding enhancement proposal into the notes, like if that helps.
Yeah, if you can just following the comment of Joachim, and I will have a look in the notes.
Okay.
Thank you guys for that.
Okay, looks like that we are done with the official agenda. Are there any topics that you would like to discuss today?
One quick question on Yoshim's recent PR review on using what's it called, the resource consumer instead of the script I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a drop-in replacement because the script generates usages for all pods it sees, including the ones generated by the test cases. So resource consumer, like the test cases that have to be reworked or replaced to these existing ones for the recommender, but had to get reworked or replaced to inject usages by this pod and use this image instead of the one it's already using. The hamster stuff? I don't know what it's called exactly, but
I think we call it hamster. So we would need to do some more work on testing if we were using the resource consumer.
Yeah, a decent amount, I think. Because right now you can run the normal test with recommender, and the setup will just automatically work for the existing tests, local or remote.
So I would like us to consider this. like because we will have to maintain this. So I would if we can avoid like having custom scripts and instead use some images that someone else is maintaining, like that's a big win for me. But like I don't want to hold back this PR much more because it's been in review for a long time. So if we could take a look and maybe we can address this a bit later in a separate PR. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. And in the meantime, if there's anything in that script to make it easier to process or maintain, I mean, just pop those comments in. I can do that this round.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah. I'm happy to revisit for simplifying this. And in the meantime, if there's something in like the version you have now that I can document or clean up in a different way to make it less painful until we do that one, just say so.
Okay, I will take another look.
Thanks.
Probably like on Wednesday. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Anyone else? No volunteers?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
there's nothing else, I just wanted to give you like a personal heads up. I'll be on a longer leave, so I will not be able to attend the meetings until early November. So don't get, I don't know, confused or worried. I will return, but it will take some time.
We will miss you. Enjoy your leave. Okay, Joel, anything from you?
Nothing. Thanks.
John?
Nope. Thank you, though.
Sushma?
Nothing from my side. Thank you.
Elmiko?
Nothing for me. Thanks.
Joachim?
Nothing from me. Thanks.
Jesse?
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all for joining and see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.